Hey there, and welcome back to Wellness Unfiltered with Dr. Quinnett. I'm Dr. Quinnett Swank, therapist and women's wellness coach, and I am so glad you're here. We are on week 2 of the Summer Wellness Reset, and this week I am talking about nutrition. And last week we talked about alcohol and whether it's helping or hurting you in this season of your life. And if you haven't listened to that one yet, be sure to go back and check it out. But today I want to talk about something that comes up for so many women in the summer. And it's this like tug of war between wanting to feel good in your body and also enjoying your life, right? And I just want to say this up front. You don't have to choose. You can enjoy your summer and food in a way that is supported. And that is what I want to talk about today. So let's get into it. Before I talk about what to eat, I want to give you a question that I want you to come back to all summer long. And that's this: is this supporting me? Not was I perfect today? Not did I mess up? Not was this food good or bad? But really asking yourself, am I eating in a way that is supporting how I want to feel? And that is a very different conversation. So many women have spent years thinking about food through this shame lens. And I want to change that. I don't want us to say things like, "Oh, I was really good today." And I'll be honest, I was guilty of that for a long time. Or saying things like, "I was bad today," or "I earned this," or "I ruined everything. I need to get back on track. I have no willpower." All of those phrases keep us very stuck. And so I want to say this very clearly. If food has become a place where you are constantly judging yourself, that is freaking exhausting. I was there and it's exhausting and it keeps you so stuck in the same cycle, restricting, overthinking, getting overwhelmed, pushing back. Then we feel guilty. Then we start all over again. And that is not wellness. That is survival mode with wellness as the label. So, the first thing I want to reset is this idea that nutrition only matters if you are trying to lose weight. Because hear me, it is so much more than that. Nutrition impacts your energy, your mood, your blood sugar, your cravings, your sleep, your hormones, anxiety, how we can handle stress. Nutrition impacts so many things. And I think sometimes, especially as we move through, our 30s and our 40s and beyond, we really start to see things differently. And I think that, we often think, I need to eat better because I don't like how I look. But what I want you to do is start to reframe that thinking and really think about, I want to nourish or I want to fuel my body because I am tired of feeling exhausted or anxious or scattered or disconnected from myself. I want you to move from this punishment mindset to, you know what? I want to care for my body in a different way. So let's talk about like what fueling your body actually looks like in real life. And I want to start with something very honest, and that is this. Most women, myself included, are not eating enough earlier in the day. And that one pattern, it is quietly, it's very quietly, it's in the background. It's affecting everything else. Typically, we either start our day with only carbs or just coffee. And then we move into like a snack and then a light lunch. But then by the afternoon, our body is like, what the is happening? Okay. I am tired. I am irritated. You're craving everything. And then we start blaming ourselves and your body. And then we feel like, why is my body failing me? But your body is not failing you. You are not at, at fault either. What's happening is that your body is just responding to not being properly fueled. And this is where I really want to introduce this idea, and I'm going to keep coming back to it. And it is this: it's protein, especially when we enter perimenopause and beyond. Protein becomes critical. We know protein's important, but I want you to really know how important protein is. And I know I've talked about protein before in a previous episode, but I'm coming back to it because I want to help you to create a different relationship with protein because it is so essential to our overall wellness as women, our strength, our longevity, especially as we enter perimenopause and beyond. It becomes so critical our how much we are consuming protein. And here's why. When you start your day with protein, your blood sugar stays more stable throughout the day. So your mood is going to be more consistent. Your cravings are going to be quieter. Your brain is going to function better. You're going to have more capacity to navigate the emotions of maybe people around you. Everything is connected. But when you skip protein or if you eat mostly carbs without anything else to kind of balance it out, like protein or fat, then that's when you can feel this spike and then this crash. And that crash, though, for some of us can actually feel like an increase in anxiety, more irritable, brain fog, or just really, really intense cravings. And so for some women who are already navigating, stressful environments or anxiety, that crash, that come down, it can feel so much more intense. And especially during the summer when our routines tend to be a little bit different for whatever reason, kids or not kids, summer routines look different, right? And so that's why I want to offer a reset that you can make this and start it in summer so that it carries you into the fall and winter. And that is this: where's my protein? And I'm not saying do this in a rigid tracking way. You don't need to track anything right now. I just want you to do it in a very practical way. Just asking yourself the question at breakfast, where's my protein? We're doing the same thing at lunch. Where's my protein? Same thing at dinner. Where's my protein? Again, it's not rigid. We're just asking a question and then we're going from there. So for me, now listen, I love coffee. I love alkaline cold brew coffee. It's amazing and it does very well on my with my digestive system. And so I still have coffee in the morning, but I make a protein coffee. So I will add 40 grams of protein, which is 2 scoops of the protein that I use, to my coffee. I blend it up with ice and I am good to go. And that keeps me fueled and energized for a few hours. And it really has been a game changer for me. And then later, I might have a snack, and it's usually like apples and then turkey pepperoni. Side note, Applegate turkey pepperoni, so good, love it. It's quick, it's easy, and it works for my life. Like I need quick and easy. Same thing at lunch. I lead with protein, but I make it's quick, it's easy. It's either leftover chicken or tuna. Lately, I've been loving these cauliflower breaded spicy chicken strips. However, the whole family loves them, so it's really this like, okay, who's actually gonna get chicken strips this week? But they're good. They give you like 25 or 30 grams of protein in, I don't know, 3 or 4 strips, something like that. Again, I'm not rigid about it. I just kind of look and say, what's the serving size? What's the protein? And I kinda go from there, and I always try to aim for anywhere from 20 to 40 grams of protein, at each of my meals. And then dinner is the same thing. Dinner is simple. It's anything grilled, especially in the summer. Chicken, fish. I love a good burger. So sometimes I'll have that twice a week because I just love burgers. But it's always leading with protein, and then I build the meal around that. And that's, again, going back to that question of where's my protein, I want you to start thinking like that. And I want to talk for just a minute about intermittent fasting because I know a lot of women who are doing it, who have tried it. I actually tried it. It worked very well for me for a season of my life. But ladies, mid 30s, I told you, the game, it changed and the rules started changing, and intermittent fasting was no longer something that was supporting me. So that might be another question to kind of ask yourself, is this still supporting me? So I am not here to tell you that intermittent fasting is bad because there's a lot of research that supports and there's great benefits behind it. But for some women, especially in perimenopause and beyond, Going for long stretches without eating can increase cortisol, disrupts our hormones, and it can make it harder to maintain muscle mass. And we want to maintain our muscle as we get older. So, again, we can't approach nutrition the same way that we may have done in our 20s or even our early 30s. So if you are doing intermittent fasting and you feel great and your energy is good and your sleep is good and your body is responding in the way that you want it to, then great, it's working for you. But if you are feeling anxious or tired or irritable, then maybe your body is not responding the way that you want it to, then that might be something worth paying attention to. Again, getting curious, no judgment. We're going to get curious and then just asking yourself, okay, is this still working for me? If intermittent fasting does work for you, great. I love it. But we want your first meal, just make it protein led and balanced. Balance it with carbs, balance it with fat. So that you are going to give your body something that's going to support you for the rest of the day. So from that moment on, because the question always comes back to the same place: is this supporting me? So it's all about summer reset, right? So let's talk about something that I think comes up for women when we're talking about nutrition and we're talking about summer. We have to talk about like real summer situations, which is we might be eating out more, we're going to friends' houses more, barbecues, vacations, all the things. And so one of the things that I hear from women all the time is, okay, I do okay at home, but when I'm out and I'm in the moment or I'm at someone else's house, everything falls apart. I don't know what to do. And I want to talk about that. So, when you're eating out or you're eating at someone's house, that doesn't mean that you have to completely abandon everything that works for you. It just means that you have to ask yourself, okay, what's the best decision for me in this moment? Same thing at a restaurant. You're going to ask yourself, okay, how can I lead with protein first, right? What is going to help me feel good? But always trying to lead with that protein. And sometimes, like if you love appetizers, we love appetizers when we go out. And so sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, I want to get that appetizer, but maybe you're going to share it. And maybe when you're looking at whatever your entree is going to be, you're looking and you're asking yourself, okay, how much protein am I actually going to get, in this meal? And does it make sense for me to actually get this meal or should I get something else? And really it's just about how is this going to make me feel? How is this going to make me feel now? How is it going to make me feel later, the following day? Same thing at a friend's house. We went to a friend's house a couple weeks back and they barbecued and everything. And I wasn't stressing about, oh, what am I going to eat? I knew what we were going to have. And I got my burger and it was very good. And then I had some fruit on the side and it was perfect. It worked for me. There was other things there, but I didn't feel an obligation to eat them. I ate what I know was going to be good for me and my body. So, I want to normalize something. First of all, when you're out and you're trying to make choices for you, you do not have to explain your choices to anyone. You also don't have to announce that you're eating healthy, that you're, doing something for you. You don't have to do that. You just make choices that support you that are going to allow you to be present and just to really enjoy yourself and enjoy the people that you're around, the environment that you're in. But if you're stressing about, oh, I can't eat this or I can't eat that, then that is not going to help you to want to create habits and routines that are going to support you long term. It's going to keep you into that restrictive mindset because the goal is not to avoid every single food that you enjoy. The goal is just to say, one, is this really, do I truly enjoy it or am I eating it out of an obligation, right? And the second thing is just asking yourself, okay, is this supporting me? Is this helping me to reach my goals? I said it earlier. I love a good burger with tomatoes and with onions and with lettuce and I feel and have seen that burgers, they support my goals, right? But also in my mind, I'm like, I know I'm getting a good amount of protein. Yeah, you're also getting fat, but that's okay. We cannot be afraid of fat. And so for me, burgers and steaks and, even grilled or not grilled, fried chicken strips. All of those things, they still support my goals and my overall health. I just pick the options that I know are going to continue to be supportive for me long term. Um, the question that I want you to really use from here on out is not what am I allowed to have? It's really, is this what would make me feel good? Because the goal for us is to stop going between this I'm perfect to screw it. I'm going to eat whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to enjoy your life, especially in the summer. The weather is great. You're just out more. You want to enjoy your life. You want to enjoy your food. That's how we change the relationship with food, and that's how we start really recognizing and seeing food as a tool that is supports our overall wellness, and that is important because we're not focused on a plan. You are not a plan. You are building a lifestyle, and with a lifestyle, there is room for the burger, for the ice cream, for going on vacation and eating out the entire time. There is room for all of it as long as you are building it in a way that makes sense for you, and that is what summer is all about. It's not about perfection. It's about creating a different partnership with your body. Summer is the perfect time to do it because that will show us, oh, I can do this in real life. So, as we wrap up today, I just really want you to think about what is one nutrition habit that will support you this week. Not 10 habits, not a whole new meal plan, just one thing. Is it eating protein at breakfast? Is it, drinking more water? I know I talked a lot about food, but water is also important. Maybe it's giving yourself permission to just enjoy summer food without spiraling. Just pick one nutrition habit that is going to support you this week. And then notice how your body responds. The goal is not to control your body into submission. The goal is to build trust with your body again, to listen, to respond, to support it so that you can stop treating your body like it's a problem and really start treating it like it's a relationship because it is. And it's one that you want to care for. Your body is not the enemy. Summer is not the enemy. You want to create a different relationship. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. And please take a second to follow the show if you're not already following it and leave a review because it helps more women to find this podcast, which is exactly why I created it. And if this episode did resonate with you, then be sure to send me a message on Instagram at Swank Wellness and let me know what landed for you today. And if there's anything that you would like me to talk about, then also share that with me, and I am happy to research and talk about it. And before we go, remember that all the information that is shared on this podcast is for educational purposes only. Remember, your body is not working against you. It's communicating with you. So continue to be curious, keep showing up for yourself. And I will see you next week in the next episode of Wellness Unfiltered with Dr. Quinnett. Until next time, take care.